This is the Renaissance Men Podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening and welcome to the Renaissance Men Podcast for Friday, August 12th, 2022. I am your host, Stuart Garrard, as always. And joining me is my good brother, Jimmy the Saunter.
Yay! There they are. Hello, my children, my Padawans, my younglings. How are we all doing? How are we doing, Stu?
I'm very well, Jimmy. Very well, thank you, sir. Just tweaking my volume because you sound a bit quiet at my end. But other than that, no, I'm good. Hot. Very hot. I don't quite know why I brought tea with me in a thermos, but...
Well, they say tea cools you down.
There is that, yes.
That's why they drink it in very hot countries like India and China. It's like tea cools you down.
What's the science behind that? Is it because it's a high temperature so your body doesn't have to...
No, I think it was the scientists at PG Tips that came up with the slogan.
The chimpanzees.
Yeah. There you go. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hot tea cools you down.
Well, I shall be supping on that throughout the show, Jimmy. Not too bad. Like I say, it's a bit moist today. Very close, very hot in the UK. But regardless, I'm here in front of this hot ring light to bring you quality entertainment. To bring a nation
moaning already. Moaning. Yeah. We get paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to do this show, Stu. You can't moan.
That's true. But have you, Jimmy? How's your week been?
It's been how long has it been since we've been on? 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, no show last week because I had my brother around, so we put out a classic episode. So I haven't spoken to you for 2 weeks, mate.
Yeah, missed you. Oh, I missed you too, buddy. It's been epic. Lots of work as usual. Trying to work in this heat is bloody hard, especially in my field of work. Sorry to use the word work again in the same sentence. But it's the heat is just unbearable. But I did have a bit of a funny incident, Stu, and I put that on. Yeah, I know. I put it on Facebook, saying come and see how this happened. So the other night I went to a holiday camp with my friend. I can't say his name, just in case. But we went and there was a female vocalist on and that was good fun to listen to. And we had a couple of beers and then they had just music playing. And we're all sat on like these, those pub table and benches, the all-in-ones.
Yes.
There's probably about 20 of them out in the courtyard as this just music was playing. And I think we're listening to Guns N' Roses. And yes, I know a lot of the listeners don't like Guns N' Roses, but they were on. And I was doing this. Can't remember what song, but I was big.
I now understand where this is going. Okay,
right.
Do it.
Big swings. Mm-hmm. And as I was doing it, I looked around, and I said to my friend who I was with, "Buddy, imagine if a kid walked past as I was swinging my air guitar, and I whacked it in the face, and as I came back." And went for that last swing. The lady behind me stood up and turned around and caught the full force of the upswing of that strum right in the chin. And I didn't think I'd hit her that hard, but she went and just left the scene of the crime. Like I went, "Oh my God, I'm so," and she just went off, and her kids followed her like there was a 12-year-old and probably like an 8-year-old or something, and they just followed her off, and I was like, "Oh my God!" But I said to my friend, who I won't say his name, I said, I don't think I hit that hard, and he's going, "What did you do?" I was like, "What?" I went, the timing, the irony, and then the elder daughter, came back, and I was like, "Oh God, is she all right?" And she went, "Oh, she's bleeding from the mouth because she's bit through her tongue." I'm like, "Oh my God." And then this other woman came over who was kind of dressed like I am now, short jean shorts, jorts, t-shirt. Was like, "Well, hey, what's going on, Lake?" And I was like, I've just punched a lady in the, and she's like, "Hey, she's with me, Lake." And I'm like, "I know, I don't like. I swung up. I said to him, imagine if I hit a kid and then I hit the woman." And then she came back, the woman, watery-eyed, a bit hot. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she went, I can tell you sorry. If you can't tell, they're from Geordieland. She went, "I can tell you sorry. If I couldn't tell you sorry, I would have lumped you one by now." I was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it." And she went, I think it was the shock that got me because I bit through my tongue and there was blood. I'm so sorry. My friend was like, let's get you a couple of drinks, to say sorry or whatever. And then she went, "Hey, you can get my wife a drink as well." They were lesbians, which is fine, Stu.
No,
don't judge. And I was like, "Yeah, of course, get drinks." So we got them drinks, and then they sat with us, and they were going, "So you two brothers or something?" And we went, "No, we're just like best mates, closer than brothers, And she went, "And you're gay?" I went, No. And she went, "You're definitely gay to me." I went, No, I'm married with children." She's like, "Come on, you're gay." I'm like, "I'm not gay." "Darling, I'm not." She's like, "You're gay." And we actually sat with them for about an hour. They sat with us and we had a bloody good laugh with them. And but by the end, like, it was at the point when she'd say something, I'd go, "Don't, because I'll give you another one." And they were really nice women. She was a ex-Navy, the butch, and the guy I was with actually made a joke about, not made a joke. He just said, "I presume you want a beer or something." She goes, "Why? Is that because I'm the butch one?" And he was like, "I don't know the rules." I don't know how it works. But yeah, we had a bloody good laugh with them. And their daughter was this little squat ginger kid. She was about 8. Just kept doing like karate moves. And I was like, "She all right?" And she went, "Get her to hit your hand." I went, "Okay, not my face, but put my hand out." Boom, punch, strong punch for this little 8-year-old. Yeah. They were typical Geordies. I went, where are you staying?" She went, "Oh, we're in a tent over there. It's like a bit of a lounge tent with other room tents on it." I went, "All right." I went, "Not much." You got the two girls with you, so not much privacy. And she went, "Oh, there is. Why, eh?" I went, "Oh, okay." And she went, "Trade and tested." I went, "Good for you. Good for you." And at the end, we said goodbye. We gave him a hug. And I said, "You two go off and you can muff each other out and have a lovely evening." And they were very happy with that,
That I don't think you're ever going to top that anecdote. Some amazing reactions in the chat to said anecdote. Welcome, Holly, to the show. Hilarious. I think we can all agree that was hilarious. Colin Doolin is in the chat. Hello, Colin. Ha 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 ha.
Agreed.
Yeah. Rock your gear.
You are gear. You are gear. Oh, your gear.
You are. Yeah. Yes.
No,
very
gear.
Good, Ron.
Your gear.
Quality.
No,
I
convinced I was a game man.
Yeah, but yeah, great comment. Colin Doolin, loving this crew. I'm assuming he means us.
I think he means the lesbian couple and their daughters.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And they were a lovely crew. We had a good laugh with them. It all worked out fine. I was glad I hit her. I was glad I hit the girl.
Well, exactly. If you hadn't, you wouldn't have had this anecdote to tell. And quite frankly, the show would have started off quite mundane, to be honest.
Well, she would have had a boring night as well, because her Navy girlfriend was pretty quiet. She was definitely the quiet partner, and she wanted to have a laugh, and she took the punch like a champ. Well, not like a champ. I mean, she ran off to the bathroom and cried, but she came back
through her tongue. To be fair, swallowing on her own blood.
Yeah, I was really panicking when I heard that.
Yeah, Christ,
Jesus.
Hell of it. What was it? Was it your right hand then?
Yeah, right hand underneath.
Wow.
Whoosh.
Quite the yeah.
And I'd been to the gym the previous day, so it was ready.
Yeah.
It was ready. She got. I think it was light, but she claims it was heavy. But hey, leave that to the jury to decide.
Drunk. I just came in. First thing I hear was, "I'm glad I hit the girl."
Jesus.
Drunk. Drunk.
Can you rewind and listen to the whole story of how I hit the girl, and don't just think there's YouTubers out there bragging about hitting women.
Yeah.
Because
bare knuckle, Jimmy.
I mean, let's get off it now, because the whole show's not just about me hitting a lesbian.
Bringing the show down. If this is your first time with us, honestly, we don't make a habit of beating women.
Stu, first person I've ever punched.
Yeah, okay.
Man or woman.
I've never
or
been
anything
in a fight.
in between.
Never been in a fight ever.
Me neither.
No, surely you have. You seem like the type that would get in a fight.
Wasp.
Wasp. If this is your first time here, then please do hit that like and subscribe button as he goes off and does that. And if you if you do enjoy the content, quality content, please do like and subscribe, like I say. But with that being said, Jimmy, I want to take a look at some of the highlights from the channel from this past week around the channel. You right, Jimmy?
Yeah, I've got the fucker.
We've got our gold this week anyway, so thank you. I can always rely on you for some podcast gold. Speaking of podcast gold, my friend, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the channel from this past week. One of which I loved. Jimmy watches the Lionesses. So Jimmy, you went down the pub as our victorious Lionesses, the women's English football team, took on Germany in the European Championships, the final of the European Championships. You kind of healed nations as you watched it with a German relative, and magic happened.
His brother-in-law, so he's a relative.
Well, yes, relative. Of course he is.
I don't know if we healed, because if you watch the video, if anyone watches the video, and you see I'm giving him as much as I can.
Yeah, true. But I think okay. Go check it out. It's great video.
Well, I really like your opening, Stu, and your ending is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So I recommend that. It's like the end of a, I don't know, like a weird film where you go, what just happened there? But it was great fun. I mean, did we discuss? We did discuss the match, didn't we? 2 weeks ago.
I can't remember, quite honestly. Well done. If we didn't, well done, Lionesses. Good on you.
Brilliant. It was the most fun I've had watching a football match I was going to say in a long time, but maybe nearly ever. One part of the fun was the fact I was with a German guy, so that's great. I was with my brother-in-law, Karl Friedrich, and being able to sort of have England versus Germany there was great, and it was more exciting than the men's matches. There wasn't loads of just long pass, pass. Oh, a bit of a run, pass back. Sometimes like it's so scientific, the men's football, whereas the women's football is much more get in there, go. It was great fun and the very talented. Like they were clearly very, very good at what they do, and it was great. It was brilliant. Anyone who didn't watch it is missing out. I was disgusted by anyone who put anything derogatory online about it's not coming home, it's just the women. The women did it and the men have not done it, so fuck off.
Yeah, I agree. So
check the video out.
Quality video. That's what I was trying to say. I did want to mention at this point that the last episode that we did of this show has been taken down because I had so many issues with that, because I think in the first instance we had footage of the semi-final, England versus, who was it? Was it Sweden? Can't remember. I can't remember. But regardless, UEFA, the governing body, of European football, no, they did not like that. So I had to cut that out, re-upload it. And then, because we had some WWE footage, some footage of Vince, the WWE came after us and blocked it worldwide. Did we have footage of Vince? Yeah, we was talking about Vince, and then I think we had some choice video footage of Vince, and they didn't like it. And so apologies, that episode has gone down, but you can watch it on Twitch if you do want to catch our last episode.
Do you know, Stu?
Head over to Twitch.
Yeah, head over to Twitch. Where it just shows how big we're getting when the WWE and UEFA are coming after us because we're spitting the truth. Because we're spitting the truth, Stu. We had some lovely comments in the comment section, Stu.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Drunk saying that's cool. I missed the story. I'll recap it quickly. Drunk, I was air guitaring to Guns N' Roses. A lesbian stood up behind me. I punched her in the face on the back spin. I think I was strumming a D chord, and she bit her own tongue and ran off to the toilets with her daughters. They came back. Yep. They were a pair of Geordies. She was a lesbian. Her wife was there. It nearly came to tussles. We ended up having a bloody good laugh together.
Brilliant potted history of that story. Fantastic.
Yeah. Rock has got a lovely comment now.
The Predator one?
Yep.
Predator hit a girl and a snake and a wolf and a bear. Yep.
So I'm not as bad as him?
No. Welcome, Mostly Martinez. I know this chap off Twitter. Thank you for joining us. He does a cracking Star Wars podcast, so go check it out.
Oh, wonderful.
Forgive me. Feel free to put the name of the show in the chat. Mostly Martinez. Forgive me, I may have forgotten what the name is, but yes. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you. What else we got? Highlights. I finally continued my Optimus Prime Lego build. Jesus,
lovely.
We're gathering dust. But yeah, I did an hour and a half, as you can see, just building the next few bags. We're getting there. So there we go. Go check us out. There's a whole range of content on there. Lego, football, commentary, and lots of bits and pieces. Obviously, this show as well. So there we go.
Stu, I'd love to watch you do a drunk Lego build. And I mean seriously drunk. Proper Stu drunk.
Yeah.
Mostly Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Thank you, my friend. Drunk Lego builds. Okay, I could make that happen for you. Of course I could.
If you can, I'd like that. I'd pay money to that. I'd pay that to Great Ormond Street Hospital.
Yes.
I want to see you drink the drink first, though. I don't want you bullshitting me.
No, that's fine. That's fair. Right. Let's get our show notes back up. Where the hell are we, Jimmy? We're trying to do a curtailed show this week because we've got some other business to record later on. So if we are rushing through, I do apologise, but we are just trying to keep it brief. Not going particularly well.
Well, no, because you keep telling them stuff. That takes longer telling them we're trying to keep it brief.
That is true. That is, that good wasted seconds, isn't it? Yeah. I feel you. Right. It's that time of show where we answer questions from the audience in our aptly titled segment, Ask Us Anything. Right, Jimmy, this is where the audience gets to probe us. We've got 3 questions this week, so we'll try and keep our answers to them brief. First up, one from my wife. Amanda asks, is or was your favourite cheesy pickup line, and have you ever used it? You look like a man that's used a few pickup lines in his past.
Earlier on you said I look like a man who's had fights, and I've never had fight. I've been hit, but I've never had a fight.
I think that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a guy who's been hit a lot.
Mm.
Well,
any cheesy pickup lines?
Yeah, loads. Obviously, look at me. I'm a guy that has
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'd like to say just 2 things before I go into mine. One, comments in the comment section. Mostly Martinez has said drunk Lego builds. Yes, so that's a must now.
Nice.
And do you know what, Stu? I'll do one as well. I'll get myself a little build, and I can't do Lego sober. So And I'm happy to get drunk at the drop of a hat. So we'll see how it is. Secondly, what chat-up line did you use on Amanda before I talk about my chat-up lines?
That's interesting. And this is exactly where I was going, because I'm not much of a Lothario. Obviously, I met Amanda online through Match.com. Yeah, true story. And I think I said, "Wow, look at your face," or something like that. Seriously. And then on our first date, first thing I did was pinch her cheeks. Mate, it's a wonder she's still with me, to be fair.
Yes. You pinched her cheeks?
Yeah, I kind of went like that. Oh. Look.
Come here, you.
One of the...
What else
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't a pinch. I poked them because I think I was insinuating she had fat cheeks, which that's not going to go down well, is it?
Did you think you were reenacting some sort of Three Stooges skit? Did you do that afterwards? Grab her by her ear.
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I genuinely said, I typed, "Wow, look at your face, it's so amazing," something like along those lines. She'll be able to confirm this, I'm sure, on Facebook later. But yeah, some cheesy.
Look at your face.
Yeah, I know, but it won around.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it worked. You never know what's gonna work. And I mean, if you asked my wife, she'd say none of my lines worked. And she'd probably say nothing I've ever said has ever worked. She just sort of probably felt a bit sorry for me.
Yes.
Poddling, drunk around in the club.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what did I say? Poddling. What, is that
I like it. I don't know, but I like it. Very visual.
It sounds like what I do. The lines I used with my wife were I think, "I love your tattoos. You've got the same name as my ex, and your mate has got the same name as her best friend as well. How weird. Would you like these shots that my friend is buying?" I think what really did it was we were stood on the stairs, and I was chatting to her, and I was very, very drunk, and the bouncer came over and tried to sort of get us off the stairs of this club. We're in a club where we met David Hasselhoff. I told you that, right?
Yes.
And
I remember, yeah.
He was like, "Can you get off the stairs?" I went, "Can you get your hands off me? I'm trying to speak to the love of my life." And hands off Hasselhoff. It wasn't Hasselhoff, it was a bouncer. But that I think that kind of worked. I'm trying to speak to the love of my life. I also asked for a number 3 times, and she had already given it to me on the first ask. I just kept forgetting, so I was so drunk. So there was a lot of work put in that night with my wife. The most amount of work I've put in. One I used to find, I think I've said this on the show before, which I used to find worked, was I'd just stop a girl in her tracks.
Okay.
And I'd punch her on the chin as hard as I could. And hopefully she'll bite that tongue.
Bravo.
No. One thing I genuinely used to do was stop a girl in the track. I go, just like stop and go, "I'm so sorry to stop you. I just got to say you are one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. I'm not trying it on. I'm going over there. I had to say that, and then go." And then bide my time.
Watch how that would go down these days. You've got to be very careful, haven't you?
Well, it's safer than punching them on the chin.
Well, yeah, there is that.
These days.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like an invasion of someone's private space. Their kind of personal bubble.
Well, Stu, you say that, but I think that's mostly online. And actually, people who are out, boys and girls and everything in between, actually don't really mind people trying to chat them up. I think it's mostly people online who say this happened, that happened, and I think actually most people are out. You're out, and you most people are probably on the pull a bit, or don't mind being told that they're good looking, or don't mind someone saying, "Hey, as long as you're not grabbing them." I wasn't physical, Stu, apart from the punch.
Your words, not mine. I'm separating myself from.
But there you go. But Stu, rest assured, if I ever end up being single again, Christ, I hope I don't, but if I ever did, I'm trying your thing. Look at your face, grabbing the cheek. Like an old nonna from Italy.
Yeah.
Come here, my boy. Come here.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but there we go. Dare I bring this comment up? Robert Wynn, what are your thoughts on the Amber Heard step case?
Right. There's a reason why he's asking this. This is my good friend. This is a very good friend of mine who I've spoken about before, and I've said sometime listener of the show. Do you remember I told you about how Michael Ball stole his song?
Yes.
But I said it was Michael Crawford.
Yes.
I think I'd had a drink that night, and I made a big mistake.
That's podcast gold for that one.
Yeah, and I was slagging off Michael Crawford like nobody's business, but it was Michael Ball. That's Robert Wynn, who is a wonderful singer and actor.
Welcome, Robert, to the show. Thank you for joining us.
And he's saying that because on a WhatsApp group the other day, drew pictures of drug paraphernalia around the house in biro, crack cigarettes. Yeah, probably Rob. Some of the people on our WhatsApp chat are a bit woke, Stu, and they were saying, "Oh, well, it was a toxic relationship on both sides," and people who haven't watched the entire case like I have. So obviously, I went off on a massive rant, Stu. I went off on a rant because Stu, what are you an expert in? What are you an expert? Is there anything? The film Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah.
You an expert in that? If someone said to you, Bill Murray's not that good in it. You'd say, have you seen the film? And they go, well, I've seen the trailers and I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah, okay, it's fair comment. Yeah,
I invested, I'd say probably about 100 hours of my life and my wife's life in that court case. I watched everything and I know everything. So anyone who says anything different that's wrong, I have to attack like a dog. They're a little dog and I'm a big dog. And that's what happened on the group. So Rob's trying to push my buttons. I'm not going to let him.
But welcome, Rob. Nice, lovely to have you.
Stay, Rob.
Metal Maniac asks, how do you know what sock goes on the left foot and the right foot?
Got it. I can't answer that question. I mean, I've got actually a good few pairs of running socks. One's got an L on it and one's got an R on it.
Okay, yep. You clearly are a bit slow. That's fair enough. But yeah, I don't because they tend to mould, don't they? They mould to your feet. Like
yours might do with the mould and stench. What do you mean they're just socks. You just pull them on.
Well, yeah, but they kind of, after you've worn them a few times, not without washing, I mean just like over the weeks and weeks and weeks, they kind of, I think they naturally develop a leftness and rightness, a space for your big toe.
Maybe. Mine, I go left foot, clean one, and then the one that I jizz in, I put on the right foot.
Okay, yeah. We'll go with that.
Who does that? That's a thing, isn't it, that you hear people do? How gross.
I know.
Yeah. To catch it.
I know. Yeah.
How can you wear that sock again? When it stands up straight.
I know.
When it looks like that. Just up.
Metal Maniac, I'm not sure we can answer your question. I think the answer is it doesn't matter because they uniform? I'm going to say unisex, but that's not the term, is it?
Apart from some running socks that say L and R on them because they've got little bits of padding in different places. And do you remember Totes?
I see. Right. Yes, I do.
You thought I was an idiot. You thought I wrote L and R on them, but no. Some running socks have that on. And Totes used to have the pictures of your toes on them, so you knew.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little bit ill now after that conversation. Sorry, Rob. Here we go. Michael Ball used to stand at the stage door and hold his bag out to fans and say, "Kiss the balls." I really hope that's true.
Well, he's in the industry, Stu, so we'll know.
Oh, love changes everything.
A lovely comment as well from Mostly Martinez about Amber Heard there.
Amber dropped toxic waste on Johnny's bed. Yes,
exactly. She shat in his bed. That was one of my main fighting points on the chat when I was saying she shit in his bed. She cut off his fingertip. She burnt a cigarette on his face. She's an abuser. Anyway, let's not go there, Stu. We've been there for weeks.
Let me just. And finally, Holly. Holly Williams asks. Actually, no. To be fair, this is Holly's daughter. Holly's daughter asks. I think it was Evie. Evie asks, "What colour is a mirror?"
Black, aren't they?
What? Oh,
aren't they black?
No, are they? I don't know. Surely they're all the colours.
Well, on the back, a mirror is glass, isn't it? That's been tempered to a certain heat. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
I was convinced.
So, Dol?
Have you seen my Animal Crossing game?
No.
Can I disown Oscar tomorrow?
Yes.
I'm really angry.
The wife has lost her Animal Crossing game due to my youngest. Oh, it's gone bad. Yes, a mirror. It's black on the back.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And then they create the reflective surface glass that goes in front of the black. I don't know how they do that.
Well, Jimmy, you've blown my mind. You've come at me with mad engineering skills, and you've amazing. So we're saying it's black.
Oh,
the back is black. Back in black.
It's black behind the mirror, and I don't know what the mirror is made of. And actually, if the mirror breaks off of the black background, can you still see if? I'm sure it's black on the back.
If anyone knows in the chat, do let us know, because I'm now genuinely curious what colour a mirror is. Obviously, it reflects whatever it is. But, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
Sorry, Holly's daughter.
No.
Just tell her black.
To be fair, Holly could have answered this for her. I feel like Holly's just kind of passing this off onto us to answer. Really.
Yeah. Well, instead of asking Google, she asks Stugall, doesn't she? You know.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. There we go. Thank you for your questions as always, people. It's an absolute pleasure to answer them. Keep those coming in each week. Lovely stuff. Jimmy, it's at this point of the show where we like to kind of review the latest cinematic trailers. So,
are we there?
We are there. This is Hot Takes. Welcome to Hot Takes, where myself, Stuart, and Jimmy of the Renaissance Men give our hot takes, our pithy reviews, our initial impressions of the latest cinematic trailers. And this week's trailer has been out, I think, I don't know, I'd say a week or so.
Maybe 2 weeks. I've been waiting a long time
really?
to watch this, Stu. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been holding off so I can react live to the nation. We
decided to take a look at the second trailer for Andor, the much hyped next Disney Plus series in the Star Wars universe. Is that fair to say? Yeah, it is the next one, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Which comes out shortly. I'm not sure when it comes out, to be fair. Like next month?
I don't know.
Do you know what? Let's find out for the nation. Andor, when's it dropping? Come on, IMDb. Can you tell me?
It might sound a trailer.
Oh, might do, actually.
Who knows?
Yeah, IMDb isn't
throwing
it out to me.
Andor chronicles the adventures of Cassian Andor, who was a character in the Star Wars film Rogue One, played by the actor. You still on IMDb?
I am.
His name is
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna. He's a good actor. He's quite sexy, and he stays young for a long time. Like he still looks really young. He was lovely in the film Terminal with Tom Hanks and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
He's in that, was he?
Yes, he plays like a man who pushes suitcases around. It's a fun film, The Terminal, for anyone who hasn't seen it and they fancy a little bit of a rom-com with their partner. I highly recommend The Terminal. But he's in that. Good, and in Rogue One, he was the dirtier side of the rebellion, wasn't he? Right at the start, he shot Danny Mays. Was it Danny Mays? Yeah, Danny Mays in the back, and he was sent after to kill Jun Erso's dad, played by Mads Mikkelsen. He was sent to kill him, but he didn't kill him because he's got a heart. He's a bit like Han Solo, but a Hispanic, isn't he? He's like a smuggler with a heart. That's what he is. But I'm excited about Cassian Andor, and I'm excited to watch the trailer, Stu.
Yeah, nice. So let me just cue this up. So I've heard good. I have seen this trailer, and it looks good. Sorry, I'm just trying to bide for time whilst I load this up.
Well, don't worry about it, because in the comment section, I can do that, Stu. That's why I'm here. Mostly Martinez, who's obviously got his Mostly Star Wars podcast,
yes.
says September 21st, 3-episode premiere.
Thank you, MM, as I'm going to call you from now on. Thank you, MM. That is actually good. Very useful.
3-episode premiere. Hopefully there'll be a good 45 minutes, 50 minutes long. So we get a nice treat. Yeah, end of the month. End of next month. Exciting stuff. Right. Stu, we ready?
We are. Let's key this up. So this is the Andor second trailer. We've had the teaser previously. So here we go. This is the trailer for Andor. Can you hear it? Yeah. Let's turn it there. Okay. So nice.
To steal from the Empire? To just walk in like you belong? They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house.
Cassian Andor. The Empire is choking us so slowly. We're starting not to notice. What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? I need all the heroes I can get.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
There's fermenting out there, son. Pockets of fermenting.
You're in my net. Are you a fish? Or are you a thief? You're slipping.
I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
This is what revolution looks like. I'm tired of losing.
Three-episode premiere, Jimmy. Oh, nice. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, exciting stuff. I like that. I mean, not a lightsaber in sight, huh?
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss.
Oh, fuck off, Eric Voss. Not a lightsaber in sight. Lots going on there. It was nice to see old matey Skarsgård in there. I didn't know he was in it. And I mean, we barely saw old Diego Luna, did we? Was it barely in it? It was showing off a lot of other people. Skarsgård's an amazing actor. So I hope they use him a lot. Nice to see Forrest Whitaker back. Obviously, he was in Rogue One and he was in Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, Clone Wars, I think, as well. Saul Guerrero.
Mostly Martinez says, happy to see Saul Guerrero back. And I've always liked Saul Guerrero as a character in like whatever he's been in, whether it's Rogue One or the Clone Wars and stuff like that. And was he in Rebels? I'm not sure.
I think so. Well, I think some of his people were killed in Rebels, or was that the last series of Clone Wars when they brought it back? Anyway, he's a great character, very interesting character.
He is, and he always he walks that fine line, doesn't he? And I hope that's what this series kind of highlights, like that kind of that line. Where is someone's moral line? Where do they push into the boundaries of becoming, does the rebellion become evil itself? I like that idea of pushing the boundaries of what's right, what's wrong. At what point do you become what you're trying to defeat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely comments.
Saw Gerrera is kind of epitomizes that.
Lovely comments in the comment section there from Mostly Martinez. A few more before what you put up. And was there? No, the next one.
Sorry. So fat and satisfied. Sounds like all dads around the world. Yeah.
But it's great. I'm glad they've got a lot of Empire old fuddy-duddy old white men in the Empire. That's what I like. That's great. Was that Terrence Stamp or a DH was that Terrence Stamp in there? I presume that woman was Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
And I thought she was talking to either Terrence Stamp or a DH Terrence Stamp or a CGI Terrence Stamp, because obviously he was in the Phantom Menace, wasn't he? As he was the Supreme Chancellor.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yes. So he got dethroned, obviously, by Palpatine. Much to his surprise, wink. So he was there. Lovely comment from Rock in the comments. The dude from Mamma Mia. But if that's all you know him from, Rock, you haven't seen his best work.
Who's in Mamma Mia?
Skarsgård.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's Pierce, the three men, isn't it? Pierce Brosnan and...
Right, okay. I've never seen Mamma Mia.
It's a wonderful film. It's nearly as good as Grease.
Oh, nice.
But... yes, I think that looked good. As Rock said there, soundtrack sounded exciting. There was ships looked great. It looked fun. It looked good fun. I hope it's exciting. That's what we need. Some excitement.
Do we though? Because I'd quite like it to be more. I don't know, more espionage, politically, like almost like a Star Wars Game of Thrones. Give me that. That's what I want.
Well, that's fine. When I say excitement, that is exciting. Espionage and that sort of like build up and suspense. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay,
what I don't want is people walking around in the what's it called? Not the Echo. What's the new thing they're using on all the Star Wars? The Volume. People just walking around in that, looking like small scale, running around with a little Princess Leia. Like, I'm slagging off Obi-Wan. I'd be up for a bit of espionage, some tense moments, some Breaking Bad shit, get that going.
It's interesting you mentioned the Volume or whatever it's called, but that I don't think this is using that. So and it kind of looked like that on initial impressions. Everything seemed seemed to be a lot of on location shooting and stuff like that. It looks very real, very, I don't know, just a tangibility about it. Just kind of looked very rich and not fake that you often get with something that uses the fake stages that they use.
I like the look of it, and I think we also got a glimpse there of the woman who I absolutely love, who was in Three Men and a Little Lady, who gives Tom Selleck a lift on a motorcycle and sidecart. Peter, her. She's such a good actor, and people don't know it's her in things. I think we spoke about her before, didn't we? She was in True Blood, and she just pops up in weird things, and she's brilliant. So exciting stuff.
Rock is a fan of the idea of a Star Wars Game of Thrones. Me too. Hopefully this could be it, Rock. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, I think George was going for it, getting Luke and Leia to snog, but he just didn't have the balls to go the whole way.
Yes. That looked very good indeed.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Coming in September, 3-episode premiere. Can't wait. And there we go. That was this week's episode of Hot Takes. Right.
We're back.
No, that was smooth.
Yeah, it was smooth.
Okay. Oh, where the hell are we, Jimmy? I think it's time. It's time for the week in Geek. Oh, do you know what? I I think it's gone pretty smoothly this week. Pretty smoothly. I've been on point with those videos, with those stings, haven't I? Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
You know, some people say, "Oh, I'm my own worst critic." I think you're the opposite of that, and like you're your own favourite fan. Oh, I've done very well there. I've done very well as we go here.
Yeah. We've done great. I'm going to start off with some news and some sad news this week, and that was the loss of Dame Olivia Newton-John. What are you laughing?
Well, because she's not a dame. Did you just make her a dame?
No, she's a dame. Yeah.
Who made her a dame? The Queen?
Well, the Queen. Yeah.
She's Australian. That said, Rolf Harris, I think, became a paedophile. That's what he became, didn't he? Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Timing is perfect.
What is it?
Come on, Benj.
What is it? Oh,
Come on, my old mate.
I thought it was John Travolta.
Come on.
Here he is, ready to talk about.
Oh, you are sweaty.
Oh,
show everyone your Mando costume.
Yes, Mando.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit disrespectful, Stu. We're about to talk about Olivia Newton-John passing.
Right.
You've brought in a sweaty child.
See you later, mate. Sorry about that. It's the weekly Benj appearance. He has to make a short appearance, doesn't he? But yes, sadly, the Olivia Newton-John passed this week. Dying at the age of 73, I believe. Stop it, Jimmy.
Dying at the age. It was like you were announcing like a car coming in at a certain time. Dying at the age of 73. Or announcing a wrestler.
Actually, yes.
Dying at the age of 73, we have.
But yeah, it was sad news because I didn't know she. Well, I didn't
even know she was ill.
No, I don't think it's public knowledge that she was. I mean, why would it be? I suppose at the end of the day, it's her own personal, private business. But yeah, terribly sad that she passed. And yeah, most known for her starring role in Grease with John Travolta. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, one of the greatest musical movies of all time. No doubt.
That is one of the first VHSs I got purchased for me one Christmas time. Was Grease. Yeah, Grease. I loved it. Loved the soundtrack. I played the soundtrack like first before ever watching the film.
What?
The soundtrack blew. Yeah, my mum and dad had it on a LP, like a record, and I'd play that, and it had pictures of scenes on the back of it, and I just kind of, what the hell is this all about? And then I think I got so into the music that my auntie or someone purchased the VHS for me, and I just, from then on, absolutely just fell in love with the film.
How old were you, Stu, when you listened to the record?
Oh, probably 6, probably Benji's age, 5 or 6, around then. Yeah,
so when you were that timid little boy with massive curtains, you were doing that around your lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you loved the music so much.
I did, mate. Yeah, I loved it.
We've got to get him the VHS. So when did you see the VHS? When you were like 8 or 9 or something?
Yeah, so it would have been like late 80s, I would imagine, that I first saw that.
Yeah, probably when I saw it as well. And what happened when you first saw Olivia Newton-John?
Actually loved it. Yeah, loved her. Portrayed that character really well. Sandra Dee is a character with goes on quite the journey throughout the film of Grease. I think it's fair to say. She's a very shy, timid character and kind of grows into herself. And some people may argue it gives a wrong message, but I don't know. I think she becomes empowered as the film goes on. I don't think she's. I don't know. I don't think she's particularly changing a lot about herself. I think she's learning a lot about herself.
That's it. We can give the counterpoint, aren't we? That some of our friends, our good friends, we can name them. Or not.
Second?
Yeah. Doesn't love the film, says it's garbage, but also says...
There's interesting comments in the chat that kind of mirror that thought as well. And I think...
interesting.
Yeah, and I wonder if is Greece being like
wow
evaluated in the modern climate?
Well, mostly Martinez. This is the exact same comment that our good friend Seddon gave, and we had never seen it like that. And interestingly enough, I spoke to my wife about the comment, and she's very I don't like to use the word woke. That's not what she is, but she's down with women's rights. Rightly so. And she said that she felt that Danny Zuko changes first, doesn't he? He tries to change for. There she is. What the fuck is that? Danny Zuko changes first.
I haven't made this. This is from a Google image search, and it's clearly something from DeviantArt that someone's created. A poorly cropped image of Olivia, not looking the best, behind some heavenly clouds.
Heavenly clouds? They look. I think
so.
I think you've made that, Stu.
I promise you, I haven't.
Anyway, so my wife was saying that, and she also said, and you can't take away the joy that the movie has brought to a lot of people. And do you know what? There is a certain amount of promiscuity in it, isn't there? I can see why some people wouldn't like it. There's the point when, do you remember when Rizzo thinks she's pregnant? And then I think Kanicki's going to ditch her because of it. And then she goes, I'm not pregnant. And they go, yay! There's when you look deep into it, there's obviously some bad decisions made by people, and Seddon will always look very deeply into a film because that's how he works. Me and you, Stu, we're very top level, enjoy it. It's an enjoyable film. It's a film we saw when we were kids, and loads of women love it, and loads of men love it, and everything in between. So I don't know. It's a tough one. As you were saying, Stu, there's clearly some things that people could see wrong with it, but if you just take it for the fun romp that it is, it's great.
I mean, let's not forget it's what Grease was as a the musical was that written in the early 70s, maybe. I guess.
Yeah, in the 70s, but it's set in the 50s, I think.
Set in the 50s, so it's trying to reflect. It's not only it's reflecting on the 50s from the 70s point of view, which is probably then going to age more as the years go on, obviously. So I think you can cut it a certain amount of slack. But yeah, I think it kind of plays into that whole. The 50s was all about the birth of the teenager and this kind of awakening of this just massive blob of society. And I think kind of Grease reflects that to some degree. It does deal with a lot of adult themes about these kids getting into relationships, falling out of relationships, making wrong decisions, and I think it's a film of its time. But I think it does have I think it has a good message. I can look past the Sandra Dee putting on some skin tight trousers for the end of the film.
Well, I don't think that's because there's a few things I've got to say. So I remember when I was younger, and there'd be a bit of uproars when they did it as a play in schools, and I'd be like, why? But actually, there is some stuff about promiscuity and getting pregnant and all these things in the film. So, is it a play for in schools? That's a separate podcast altogether. Secondly, I never saw it as kids getting into trouble because they all look about 30 in it.
Yeah,
so it was, for me, it was never like youngsters. They look old as fuck. Yeah. Everyone in it looks old.
What's Travolta doing at school still?
Well, especially Rizzo. I always thought Rizzo looked so old. So yeah. And thirdly, I always had a big crush on what was her name? Maraschino. What was her name?
Yes. Was it Bobby?
No. So there's Frenchie, there's Olivia Newton-John who played Sandy.
I know the one you mean.
Rizzo. Marty.
Marty, yes.
Yeah, I always had a crush on Marty. Yeah, she was the one. She was the one. Mm-hmm. I'll cry when she dies. I'll cry. I'll save my tears, Olivia, for Marty Maraschino. But yeah, tragic news. That she's gone because she was an icon.
I say but, I mean, I timed that poorly. I wanted to say that she also had a career outside of Greece. A very successful
bricklaying
career. She had several hits over in the UK and I guess in the US and her home country, Australia. So yeah, Greece was kind of a breakout moment for her. So she's had a very long, varied career. Rock says, personally, the coupling of Sir Cliff and Dame Olivia in one of the most beautiful ballads ever is my favourite memory. What ballad is that?
I don't know. Send us the link, Mr. Martinez. We may have to. Oh, Rock, sorry. We may have to watch that. Also, there was a comment from mostly Martinez saying, "I love the movie at face value." So he's panicked.
He's read the room.
It even started smoking at 5. Is that him because of the film? Well, there you go. It encouraged him to take up a hobby. So you can't blame. You can't say that's a bad thing.
No, so she will be missed. God bless old Olivia, Dame Olivia Newton-John.
Off to Xanadu.
Yeah. I've got some more news for you, Jimmy.
God, is it another death?
No, it's not. It's the fact that Lady Gaga has been confirmed to appear in The Joker 2 alongside Joaquin Phoenix. Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a musical. We've just been speaking about a musical. There's going to be musical numbers in The Joker 2.
That sounds great. That sounds exciting.
Does it? I don't know. I'm still not sure what I feel about this, to be honest.
For me, I loved The Joker. I think a lot of people loved it, and I know there's obviously massive amounts of nods to things like Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy and
a love note to Scorsese.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Felt like. Yeah.
But that's fine because we haven't had a film like that in a long time, and it was done well because I remember when the film War Dogs came out, which was Jonah Hill and the other guy with the big head, what's his name, Miles Teller, and that was really similar to Goodfellas in the way they told the story, and I was like, I've seen that all before, but I thought what Joker did was took those things and did them in a different way, and it was a different story, but in that style. Do you know what I mean? It was like a Scorsese film, but in it was a Scorsese style, but a Joker movie, and I loved it. And Joaquin was amazing, and De Niro was amazing. So the idea of taking it and chucking it somewhere else, I'd happily stick songs in it. I don't need another DC schlock, Suicide Squad, Justice League crap. DC are throwing out so much junk. I don't need that, and I've got Marvel bringing wonderful superhero movies out all the time. So the idea of a Joker in Arkham with Lady Gaga probably playing Dr. Harley Quinzel, right, his psychiatrist, and them doing some weird songs together, and him enthralling her, because enthralling, is that a word?
Yeah, it's a good word.
Because that's how the Joker got Harley Quinn. He brought her in. It wasn't sudden. She was his psychiatrist, and the way we saw it in the Suicide Squad film was very quick. And then I think he electrocuted her in the head, and it was you didn't really see it. I think Seddon put it in our group. Like, I'd like to see the idea of them getting together because she's. I don't think he said she's got Stockholm syndrome, but like that sort of He's pulled her in, it's not that she loves him, he's completely pulled her in. And if you saw that with songs and weirdness in Arkham, I think that could be really good fun. It's something different.
You've won me over. I'm in. Yeah, so I'm so easily turned. No, but you do make a good point. I think if they can, take the Joker one as, a depiction of that type of genre film, from like the 70s, Scorsese type 70s gritty drama. If they can then do another take, try and do something with another genre, I'm all in for that, I guess.
What was that film that I've never seen, or TV series that I've never seen that had songs in it? The Singing Detective. Is it The Singing Detective? Who's that by? Lynch. It's not Lynch. As The Singing Detective, where a guy ends up in hospital with massive, severe scars all over his body.
It's like John Hurt in that or something. Is John Hurt in that?
It may be John Hurt. They did a remake, I think, with Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, I can't remember who played him originally. I don't know if it's John Hurt. I don't know. I think it's someone else. But I think there's songs in that. I think it breaks out into songs, which makes it all very weird. Very like maybe that Twin Peaksy sort of style. If they're going to go something different, like go for it. Give us something new and different.
Yeah.
We've had the same for so long.
Michael Gambon, apparently.
Gambon, that's right. Gambon was Singing Detective, yeah. I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of it and understand there's bits where it sort of breaks out into weird song, and they're not real, no one's actually singing it. And I don't even think it's in his head. It's just, I think it's a storytelling device, But I think that could be fun.
I like this suggestion by Mosi Martinez saying that I see her becoming fascinated with him first and slowly becoming an admirer. Yeah, it's almost like that kind of charismatic, almost like the followers of Charles Manson, how they were like kind of drawn it. It was almost like a cult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like this massive figurehead who's charismatic and can draw you in and make you believe, and I don't know, make you kind of just forget about your moral compass and just do abhorrent things.
Yeah, wonderful. That sounds great. And chuck a couple of songs in there with Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, Joaquin's so good. Even if he can't sing now, he'll be able to sing by the time the film comes out. You know what he's like. I'm excited about that.
I'll just kind of recap over the news story itself, because there was a very small teaser that launched as well, just giving you the release date. It's going to be released on October 4th, 2024. So it's a ways away, but
Jeepers.
they've got time to develop it and film it and make it right. They didn't announce the role she is going to play, but obviously we're assuming it's probably going to be Harley Quinn or Dr. Harley Quinzel. So it should be interesting. But of course, there's a lot of upheaval up at Warner Brothers and DC movies.
Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Ezra Miller is continuing to just do mental stuff. So I think The Flash is kind of under threat. Do they pull that with his continue? How do you release that with him just going?
Well, hasn't he just been arrested for burglary?
Yeah, exactly. He's just, I don't know, he's unhinged, that boy.
He's been arrested for burglary. They're talking about him having cults. He's had young girls going around with him for a while. Look, I'm a fan of innocent till proven guilty and not believe everything you hear. And
okay, that's true.
I've always really liked Ezra Miller, and I've seen he's done some weird stuff, but I really like him as an actor. And I've always thought maybe he's just a kooky guy, when he dresses as Lady Toad or whatever at premieres or whatever. And so me and the wife have been looking into it, but when he got accused of kidnapping a girl and forming a cult, we looked into her, and she had released some videos saying this is not what it is. My parents are awful. I think her parents are very religious and she was escaping them. But more stuff is coming out. But sometimes you got to wonder, like, is it true? Are people just trying to demonize him? I don't know. I hope the film comes out. I'm desperate for the film to come out, but
one film that isn't going to come out, Jimmy, is Batgirl, which they'd finished shooting.
I know. Oh God.
This is all down to the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery.
Oh, Discovery. That's right, Discovery.
Yeah, and they, obviously with that merger has come like a reevaluation of current projects on their slate. And they've just taken this. No, this is not good. Let's shelve this.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get that. If it's finished, because it was finished, they did a test screening, and apparently the test screening did better than the first test screening of. Oh God, it was another superhero movie. Black Adam, I think it was. I think it did it better than the first test screening of that, and then obviously they made adjustments based on those test screenings. But you've got Michael Keaton in the Batsuit. That's what kills me. That's what kills me, that we're not going to get that. And I know not everyone's waiting for it. It's fan service, but I've been waiting for it. I want to see him in the Batsuit again. You had Brendan Fraser playing Firefly, which I was excited to see because I love the Mummy films, and he's been for a rough ride, man, old Brendan Fraser. So I was excited to see that. J.K. Simmons was back as Gordon, and you know, for me, he'll always be J. Jonah Jameson. But fine,
Yes.
he's one of the best actors we have. Like, and the girl playing Batgirl looked good. Like, I was ready for this, and just release it, stick it on a streaming platform. Who gives a shit? Like,
That's what I don't get, is the fact that they've pulled it not just from a theatrical release but from HBO Max as well. The CEO David Zaslav, who is one of the new leaders under following the Warner Brothers Discovery merger, his quote is, the movie just didn't work. Did not work.
now, correct me if I'm wrong.
What have you got to lose at this point?
Well, exactly. I guess if you're going to put a load of money in advertising, obviously that costs money. So if you're going to start doing all of that and the marketing, that's going to cost money. But to sell it to one of the streaming channels, you try and make your money. Well, try and make some of the money back rather than shelving it. Because that's a loss. Yeah. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the director directed maybe some of the Miss Marvel stuff or all of the Miss Marvel stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So people like Kevin Feige and James Gunn tweeted out to the director saying, don't worry, these things happen, but what a sin. All those people that put all that work in, probably going to be that girl's breakout role. Even if the film's not good, she'll still get work off the back of it because I'm sure she does a decent turn. Everyone who put all that time in, they got paid, but it's not the same if it doesn't come out. That's
I agree.
Sad.
That's who I feel for most, is Leslie Grace, who plays
Leslie Grace. Thank you.
Yeah, Batgirl. This is. I don't know what else she's been in, but I can only imagine this is a big break for her, or certainly one of the bigger films that she's been in, and to just have that carpet swept from underneath her, it seems
tragedy.
Yeah, for her, a personal tragedy for her. Yeah. So crazy times, man, crazy times.
I do think the suit looks awful. Have you seen her Batgirl suit?
Yeah. I mean, there was a redesign in the comics, wasn't there? I believe like that. I think it's quite close to comic.
Well, comic schmo. I mean, bring it up, Stu, if you can. Like, there's been released pictures of Keaton in his Batman outfit, and it's the 1989 Batman outfit. I'm sure it is, and looks incredible. And then she's in this purple outfit, which is, I know, comic accurate. It's supposed to be purple, but it looks sort of like padding rather than armor.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something about it that looks cheap. It looks like a DC TV show costume.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it kind of looks like I'm getting up now.
Yeah. Well, when you put like Flash from the TV up against Ezra Miller's Flash, you can see the quality in their outfits is very, very different.
Yeah.
The value of what it's cost to put that thing together, or the designer. So I think that looks dreadful, but that can't be the only reason. Christ, just CGI over the top of it. But obviously that person who's now in charge hasn't got a clue. Yeah, it just looks like a biker jacket.
I've had to open it in paint.
Wow, how bizarre. But it looks like a biker jacket, doesn't it? It doesn't... she's stitched a gold bat on the front.
In fact, this actually quite good. It's like a telestrator that you can't see.
That's her pocket there.
There's a pocket. Yeah, it does look like a jacket. Yeah.
And just a shitty gold. I mean, it looks bad, doesn't it?
Mm.
That doesn't look as good as the costumes they had come out in like the Jerry Bruckheimer Batman, with the nipples.
Yeah.
But she looks great, up the top. She looks great. That head, but that can't be the other reason. I don't know. I'm furious. I can't believe
you genuinely sound it.
Yeah, what a waste! Just what a waste. Yeah. People want it. It's like the Snyder Cut. People wanted it. Maybe we'll still get it. Maybe we'll still get it, Stu. I think there's a chance we'll still get it. This person who's in charge might get fired for touching up a secretary, and someone else might come in and release the Batgirl. Might take off.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a petition for it.
Yeah, it seems to have caused a lot of online uproar, as these things tend to, and I do wonder if they will backtrack on their decision. I guess I have to wait and see on that one. Jimmy, I've got some wrestling news for you, my friend.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
With the Triple H taking over the creative role and the role of talent relations within the WWE, we've seen one or two talents be called up to the main roster or returned to the main roster. And last week we saw the return of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. That's the news I'm bringing to you, my friend. Last seen in a some kind of metal gimp-like gear.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Scarlett. They pushed Scarlett to one side. They said nope.
Yeah.
But now Triple H is kind of brought him back onto the scene. He turned up on SmackDown last week with Scarlett.
He was a big star in NXT.
Yeah.
I saw him in an amazing, I think it was a 5-way against 4 of the best. Who was in that 5-way with him? If any NXT fans are out there, I think like Gargano was in it. I think Adam Cole was in it. Like it was all the fucking names. I think even Ciampa might have been in it, and he won it still because he was a big fella. And he had a shaved head. He couldn't work as well as those guys, but obviously you could see there's potential in him. And yes, then they called him up to the main roster and they introduced him in a weird red leather gimp mask, didn't they? And it was weird. It was like a joke. And that's what you get when you have Vince and Laurinaitis and Pritchard at the top just going, what? Like, wear this? Awful. So he then left. Did he get released?
I believe he did, and then I think he appeared on that Control Your Narrative promotion. You know, that weird kind of right wing. I don't know. It's just a very strange promotion. I think
was that with EC3?
EC3. That's his project, I think.
Yeah.
So he appeared on there. I think that's with Strowman as well.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't know what he did there, but yeah, now he's back. And apparently he's on the internal roster list. They've put him as the second heel.
Really?
Yeah. So he's got. It appears they've got big plans for him going forward.
It was a nice comeback. I saw it. I did watch it. Yep. He came in. He beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre. Yep. Mm-hmm. His lady friend was with him. It really worked as a twosome. She was great with him. She had a good personality. She came in and she put an egg timer. Not like a little egg timer. She put like a big, like something from the labyrinth rather than something from your kitchen in the ring in front of Roman and the Usos, didn't she? Like your time.
Like,
yeah. What?
Who are you? Yeah.
Like your time is ticking. So, I mean, the fact that they brought him back in and put him up there with Roman and Drew, obviously that's a big deal. And
yeah.
Hopefully he's been off getting better. He looks better with hair. He looks more interesting with hair.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm all for it, man. Bring back anyone. Just keep bringing stuff up. Keep changing things up in WWE. I think there's already been stuff like this in WWE. I think Triple H is already making a difference. It's great.
Yeah. More change to come, hopefully. I still think it's taken a bit of time to. I don't know. I watched SmackDown. I've continued to watch over the last few weeks, and I haven't noticed a great change in like how shows are kind of structured, or I don't know, the presentation or anything like that, or the quality of storyline. It's still, I guess there is still some legacy from what kind of Vince was trying to push. I guess it's going to take time to transition into what Triple H wants to, give us. So, but it'll come. I think the first sign is bringing these people back, and
he's still his father-in-law, isn't he? he's still got obviously huge amounts of respect for Vince of what he's done. So it's not, if he had bought it and he wasn't related to Stephanie and Vince, it's very different. You could suddenly come in and go, boom, all change, new logo, new set. Bring back the big fist on SmackDown so people can jump off it, so Jeff Hardy can jump off it. Change the ring cut, do everything, but he obviously couldn't do that because he's smart, Triple H. He's not going to piss off his father-in-law, got to do it gradually. But no, I think it's good. But imagine if it would have been Bray Wyatt instead of Karrion Kross.
I think that will happen. I think he'll come back. I won't be surprised if he's already signed and they're just looking for that moment. He put out a few tweets this week, I think, Bray, and he's, I think there was a big long spiel of kind of just giving his, just giving off his love of wrestling, and he still obviously has that burning desire to come back. I think.
Where would you like to see Bray return, Stu?
Well, obviously WWE, because that's all I watch.
No, I mean, what event?
Oh, beg your pardon. Rumble, I guess at this point.
Rumble's
hold off to the Rumble.
When is the January, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not that far away.
Get him in the Rumble and win it. I don't know.
What about Cody Rhodes at 29 coming back? So you think, he's got it, and then number 30.
That's the big one. Yeah.
Blackout.
Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be fun.
It would. Now, Jimmy, speaking of wrestling, you sampled some wrestling this week, didn't you?
I did. I went and watched some big main event budget wrestling at the end of my road down at the local caravan site. I was very excited. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. I saw it advertised, and I went down and watched it with my cousin because he was the only person that would come with me. Because he actually thought I was joking that there was wrestling on, and after about one match, he left. So I was on my own.
If I was in the area, I would have come down.
I know you would have been there, Stu. I know, but I was fine on my own because I had a rip-roaring good time, and I made a little video for you, Stu. Well, for us both to watch tonight, and I mean there it is. Look at that live wrestling action, fun for all the family. Wednesday, September, 4 p.m. It doesn't say what it was called. It was called something like budget wrestling. Yeah, it was something really bad. That poster, I was very excited about the sort of Sting character, but I don't think anyone in that picture was there.
Yeah,
No.
I do love those kind of those local promotions you get that just seem to tour the local fairs around the UK or whatever, and they're just blatant rip-offs of WWE characters. Like, it's not the Undertaker, it's, I don't know, the Dead Man or something. They're just mimicking obviously the big wrestlers of the time.
Well, these guys were from North Wales. All of them were from North Wales.
Okay.
And they had two heels and two baby faces. One of them was an Italian guy, so he's wearing like an Italian flag outfit, and he had a big pizza thing for getting them out of stone bake ovens.
Yeah. Oh,
and
nice.
He used that a few times. It was very entertaining, Stu. But as I say, I put together a little video package for us.
All right. Okay. What I'll do is I'll make this full screen and we'll enjoy it all together. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Hopefully people can hear this.
I can hear you.
Can you hear the video?
Yeah. There's the Italian.
Ooh. I think those,
Stu, it's all kicking off here at the wrestling. Very loud, Stu. If you want to have a look, it's all go. A rather sexy go, the belt. Oh, he's a heel. He's a heel, he's a villain. Check out the ring. Oh, it's all going, Stu, it's all going. Oh my God, it's all kicked off here, look. retained his title. Fuck. God, it's gone mentalist, Stu. He'll retain his title. Oh, it's all go. I mean, they're fighting out the back of a van, but Mike, that was a good show. They've got a bloody good show. This hill's great. The kids are loving it, Stu. I'm loving it. This is great. The Hills won. The Hills took the belt. Lovely stuff. Scummy Italians, the little white children are shouting. He's a Welsh dude, but I presume he's got Italian blood in him. This is all kicking off, Stu.
Just received word from BBW management that we will now have a tag team.
Oh, it's a tag team match. Oh, God. Oh, God, it's a tag team match now, Stu. It's going to go. It's all going off here. I think I need another beer. Okay, Stu, I'm now watching wrestling still. It's kicked off.
Ooh, a classic chant.
The champ. It turned into a tag team match, as I said. You know, it's all go. Nice big suplex there. Nice big suplex by the champion. It's all go. It's all go, these Welsh lads. Good fun.
It's all go.
Stu and Jimmy, that's the end of the wrestling. Oh my God. It was great. The belt was won in a tag match. That was interesting. The light heavyweight title was won in a tag match. But look, everyone's lining up to get autographs with the wrestlers. All the kids. Lovely to see. What a wonderful thing to have down on the island. I don't know what else to say. Oh, hold on. Guy over there wearing a DX jersey. We get him? Yes. DX here on the island. What a joy. That was absolutely unbelievable. I will try and get an interview with one of the wrestlers, but if I can't, I apologise. They've got to head off to the next caravan site to do their thing. What a joy. That was great. Okay. Well, for now, back to you, Stu, and Jimmy the Saint in the studio.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head.
It's all kicking off.
They'll tell you what.
It's all kicking off. It kicks off, Jimmy. They look great. Lots of people there. That's lovely to see. That's lovely to see.
All I said was, it's all kicking off. It's all go. Stu, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. It's all go. Every video. I wasn't drunk. I had like 2 pints or something, but I don't know. It was kicking off.
I'm enjoying these. He's almost like a roving reporter, isn't he, Colin? I like it. It's Jimmy on report. No, Jimmy on the road in the territories. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. But that looked really cool.
I really enjoyed myself, Stu. It was only on for
really nice.
Half an hour probably. They had 2 guys fight, and then another 2 guys fight, and the 2 previous guys came in and interrupted it, and then it turned into a tag match, and that was it. And afterwards, I went over and I was watching all the kids have their photos taken, and I thought I'd try and get an interview, and I was suddenly in the queue, and one bloke who I was chatting to behind me, he just was there with like 3 other guys. I went, do you want me to do your camera for you on it? Yeah, why not? I went over and one of them went, you've brought me a drink. Cheers, mate. I went, oh, mate, help yourself. And he went, no, I'm not allowed to drink. I went, oh, okay. And I said to him, that was brilliant. Thank you. And afterwards I walked around the back and went to the van where they did their entrance from the van. And there was a massive guy covered in tattoos. And the guy who did the announcement, and I went, mate, I thought you were going to cut. I saw you turn up and set up the ring. I thought you were, the at the top of the card. He was like, no, hang on, Welsh. No, I've done my. I can't do it. He went, I've done my bit for 30 years. I'm done with that. And I went, all right. I said, well, you must love it still if if you're still doing it, because obviously it's got to pay the bills. He went. I went, does it, I don't know if it pays huge amount. He went, oh, it pays a lot for, that's Geordie again, I'm doing Geordie. He went, it pays a lot for me because I run the promotion. He went,
he's the Vince, isn't he?
Yeah, but he was topless, he was huge. And he went, I'm trying to do Welsh, Rob Brydon, I can't do it. And he went, but these lads earn peanuts, didn't ya? To one of them, and I went, yeah. He went, and I went, okay, well, nice to meet you, man. And it was, clearly it was a bit of a scam for him, but they were good. That Hill was really good, honestly. The one that I said is a good-looking chap. He was really good. They were all shorter than me, which is a worry because, as you know, I'm in my 5'10s, so that was a worry. But great fun. I recommend anyone who sees any wrestling about, go and watch because the lads give it their all. They really do.
They really do. And I've often poo-pooed like shows like this, but when I saw some at the what's it called Kids Fest or whatever it was called, it was really good fun. People getting into it. It's just nice to see it in a live environment, and particularly after what we've been through with COVID these last few years, it's just nice. See people like coming together and watching some wrestling. It's not the Thunderdome where you're just doing it behind screens. It's it's just nice. And you're right, the performance they've got some talent.
Really mad. And I watched them. I was there for because when I got down there was nothing. I went, they've lied to me. There's nothing here. And the barmaids were like, no, apparently it is coming. They're going to be here at 4, but they've got to come from wherever, Wales or whatever. And I watched them set up the ring. And as you can see, it was a very small ring. Really small. But I watched them and they put wood, chipboard, layer of shitty carpet, another layer of shitty carpet, and then the stretched canvas. So that was it, so that's what you're taking your bumps on. So it was, and they did suplexes, they did backdrops, they, jumped off the top turnbuckle. Not nice.
Bravo, boys. Live wrestling action. Fun for the family. We'd say go check them out, check out the website, but they don't seem that legitimate.
No, I don't think they've got a website. I don't think they even had a computer.
But you had fun, Jimmy. That's the main thing.
I had loads of fun.
Lovely stuff. Jimmy, to round up the Week in Geek, I'd like to kind of talk about the big release from the streaming services at the moment, and that is Prey, which has hit Disney Plus. Came out last Friday, in fact, and it is a prequel to the Predator series. Franchise, I should say, not series. We both watched it. Should we get into kind of what it's about, what happens?
Tell us.
Usually quite good at... Okay.
I'll do it if you don't want to do it, but you can do it.
I can do it. Okay, so it's set in what, 18 something? Like, was it 17?
No, 18. I think you're right, 18, because the gun's got 18 something on it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Set in the New World, or the US, the United States, the Great Plains. I think they say. I'm not sure where that is geographically within the North American continent. Forgive me, but it's kind of around or focused on this group of Comanche. What do you call it? Villagers, tribesmen, tribespeople.
I would say Native American Indians, but I don't know if that's what you call them anymore. Is it? But they're Comanche. They are Comanches, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with Native American tribe.
Yeah, it's not Indians actually. Sorry, Native American tribe. I think you're right there, and they're Comanches. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not Indians anymore.
Is it not?
I don't think so because they're not Indians.
Okay,
because they were called Indians because Chris Columbus thought he found India and all that bullshit.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, move on. So a tribe of Comanches.
Yeah, and the story focuses on Naru, who is played by Amber Midthunder. Love that name, Amber Midthunder, who I think is of that origin herself.
Stu, she is not Comanche, but she is part Native American Indian. She's also part Norwegian, I think, or Scandinavian.
Oh, really? Okay.
And also part, I think, Chinese or so. No, she's got a lot in her. There's loads in her, but she is part Native American Indian. And her surname Midthunder is not the Native American Indian name. It's actually from Scandinavia, and it's like Midthund or something like that. And it's been adapted in India to Midthunder. Yeah.
Okay. So the plot follows. I forget her name, Naru. And she's very much, her brother is a hunter, one of the chief hunters of the tribe, and she really wants to become a hunter herself. And welcome, Lacey. There's a load in her. Yeah. And yeah, so Jimmy, just take over, mate. Just take over.
Lacey, has Lacey thrown you by mate? Is he being crude? Is he being crude by saying? Because I said there's a load in her, i.e., there's loads of different. She's from all over the place, the girl. Yeah. Anyway, so she's a Native American. She's Native American Comanche. She's in a tribe. Christ, she's got a brother. Her brother's the guy in charge of the tribe. I think the tribe's the right word, right? And she wants to go on the hunt.
This is a minefield. Yeah.
She wants to go hunting, and she wants to. She's got a dog, and she wants to hunt for a lion. And they say you can't hunt. You're a girl. You got to stay at home and do the cooking and the medicine. And she goes, "No, I'm a good hunter. Look at me. I've got an axe." And she attaches a bit of rope to an axe. And because she's attached a bit of rope to the axe, the laws of physics no longer apply. So she can throw it into a tree and pull it back and catch it. And she's very good with that. And she still gets out on the hunt. But we also, whilst this is going along, see a predator from the film Predator, Predator 2, Predators, The Predator, Alien vs Predator, and AVP vs AVP. And it's an early Predator. He's wearing like skulls as a mask rather than a metal. So he's a bit. I don't know why he's not as advanced, because he has come in a bloody spaceship, but he's not as advanced as Predator in the Arnie film. And he's out hunting for other predators, and we watch him. We watch him fight a snake. Food chain, isn't it? He fights a snake that's going to catch a mouse. We watch him fight a wolf that's going to catch a rabbit, and then she is getting hunted by a bear, and we see him fight a bear. All CGI animals. I was absolutely fine with the CGI. I thought the CGI was fine on the animals.
That's right. Yeah.
And then her tribe are sort of going, we need to go out and hunt this lion still, because they think it's a lion. She says, I saw something else. She tries to kill the lion. She gets knocked out, ends up back home, and her brother brings home the lion and goes, yay, I caught the lion. They go, yeah, you're the best. And then
she's not convinced, though.
No, she's not convinced. And then everyone goes out again to try and hunt something, and it's Predator versus Native Americans. And there's some French guys in it as well, who have guns, which is quite fun. I don't want to go too much into it, and it's a very simple story. Think about it.
Yeah, we don't. It's a simple spoiler territory. No, it is a simple story. Yeah,
it's like Mulan, basically, isn't it? It's quite a Disney. It's like a Disney film, a Disney, not princess, but a Disney princess who, like Mulan or, I don't know, any of the sort of princesses in these Disney films who... Tangled, who don't want to do that. They want to go out and do whatever they want to do to prove themselves. Yeah. And they do. And it's Predators versus Native American girl. Native American Audrey Plaza. Go watch it. Stu, what did you think? Pocahontas, another one, exactly.
Yeah, Pocahontas. What did I think of Prey? I really enjoyed it. You know, there's the last few Predator films have been a bit ropey, I think it's fair to say. I kind of liked Predators.
I liked it. Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, all kind of muscle, all muscle.
Yeah, great fun.
That was okay. I like the premise of that, like you know, the people were just kind of appearing on this in this jungle. You know, they've obviously all done something quite bad, and the predator's just out to get them. So that was okay. But this is up there with the first and second films for me. I would say it's like probably the best since the first two. I like two. Predator 2 is good. I like it. They're both very distinctive. You know, Predator 1 in the jungle, quality, classic film. Predator 2. Although no Arnie, I think Danny Glover is great in it, and I love the setting of it. You know, taking it into a modern / kind of
the concrete jungle.
Yes, the concrete jungle in the near future, isn't it? It's like
I think it is, yeah, and
like it's 1995 or something.
Yeah, and it's abnormally hot, they say, and I think that's why the Predator comes, because I think the Predator likes us to get a suntan.
So yeah, I love those two films, and I think this is of that quality. You know, I think it's It is a simple story, but I think it's a nice condensed tale. It is very much a retelling of the first film for me. Not just setting, but with the main character having to outwit the predator, they kind of outwit it in very similar ways. I won't spoil what that is, but the endings and outcomes are quite similar. But that's not a bad thing to me. I kind of viewed it as Force Awakens to A New Hope. It's almost a retelling, but they try and do something a little different. Obviously, you've got the female protagonist and kind of the commentary that's saying, the relationship, the misogyny, but that she's experiencing. I think that's quite interesting. It's not too deep. It's just a nice homage, I think. A great homage to the first Predator film. It's good, suitably gory. Effects are okay. Some nice nods to the Predator 1 and Predator 2.
I liked it when she said, "I'm a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus."
Yes, that was a good line. Very good line.
Stu, I'm completely with you. I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
I remember you weren't too hot on the trailer when we did that, reacted to that, were you?
No, not at all. I thought I was in the mindset of recasting men with women in the same film, and look how women can do it as well. And for me, that's not good filmmaking. Like, it's of course women can do it as well. It doesn't, it's irrelevant. Like, do a different new film. So to me, it was just that in the trailer. But when I watched it, and I really liked watching the Predator sort of do his hunting. I really liked her. I really liked her brother. I thought he was great as well. I liked their relationship. I liked the way she fought, because when she fought people, she's a small woman. Like, so she didn't fight people blocking their big punches from big, massive men or predators. She was sliding between people and slashing their legs with knives and throwing an axe and using her wits.
Yeah.
That's how you do, I think, a strong female protagonist. You have her being smart and quick, and because otherwise, if you want someone who's just big and strong, you do need to hire someone like Rhea Ripley or whatever, who's big and strong, if that's what you want. But so the way she fought, I thought was brilliant. I thought she was a good actress. The only thing that threw me a little bit, and I know why they did it, was the fact that they speak English, and the French people speak French. And then the French guy comes over and goes, "I speak a little Comanche. You're Comanche, right?" And says it in English. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm Comanche." And you go, "Oh shit, so English is Comanche and French is still..." So that threw me. But loads of people won't watch it if it was just in Comanche. Yeah. Like, in a way...
There is a cut with that, isn't there? I think one of the tracks is Comanche. Yeah.
But it's not originally done in Comanche. It's dubbed in Comanche.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, clarifying. Yeah.
So yes, they did it, sort of half-assed, because I watched it, sort of going, I wish it was in Comanche. I think I'd find it more exciting, and I think she'd be more intimidating if she was speaking in Comanche with subtitles. That said, I might not have watched it if it was subtitled. Right. So I can appreciate how it'd be a better film if it was in Comanche, but I might have got fucking subtitles. So I know why they didn't do subtitles. But no, I thought it was great as it went on. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed how the Predator looked. I enjoyed the blood and guts. I would have liked some more practical stuff maybe, but apart from that, I thought it was a really good film. I really recommend it as a good romp. It's not. I don't enjoy it as much as the first, because the first has got so much nostalgia for me. I watched it as a kid and loved it, and it's that 80s schlock, but I thought this was a really good film, and this is the sort of stuff I'd want my daughter to watch in a few years, as a sort of watch women getting it done in this way.
Do you think it's a better film Do you think it's the best Predator film in terms of the film? Not take away your or our love and nostalgia for the original. Is this a better made film?
No, I don't think so. No. I think it's probably as good as a film as the first one in terms of there's no subplots or anything in this new one. In the first one, what I quite like is the subplot that they're being sent in to find some people, and then you think you're watching a sort of army film, and then it turns into wow, they found skinned bodies. Wow, what the hell is going on? So it's probably because that one came out first. If the latest one would have come out in the 80s, maybe that one would have been more interesting. But we already know what the Predator is, so yeah, I think that one was the first one's more exciting. It's like From Dusk Till Dawn, where you think you're watching a gangster film and then suddenly there's vampires. Yeah. I like that. I sort of watched it thinking it didn't need it didn't need to be a Predator. Like it maybe could have been. Absolutely, I agree with Lacey there. It could have been some sort of other beast. Do you know what I mean? And I think that may have been. I may have enjoyed that more if it was a different beast to the Predator.
Sidden said that, didn't he? I'm sure he said that he would have he would have enjoyed it as a film probably better if it was just her against the mountain lion or whatever it is they were.
Yeah.
They were going after.
Yeah, I didn't hear him say that, but I agree. It would have been a lion or a different beast, a different beastie, because the Predator. We already know the Predator, so it might have been more exciting to see a new creature. That said, I know why they did the Predator because it brings eyes on it. So I know from a studio point of view why they'd do that. But I think if it was a different beastie, that could have been more exciting. That said, I really enjoyed it. I'd highly recommend it to all the family.
Yeah, it's a good film. Good film. And there we go. That was our Week in Geek. Thank you, Jimmy, for that. It's time to wrap up the show because we're trying to crack off. That's the long term. We're trying to crack on. Sorry. We've got other wrestling business to record for you. Yeah, we're going to do Botchcast, just so you know. But I've got an and finally story for you, Jimmy. This is great. Speaking about movies, I thought it was quite good to follow into this. First of all, I'll do the sting. So, here's and finally. Yes, so somebody's created a Ponzi art project. It's not. I say Ponzi. It's got some great results for us. Basically, they have commissioned an AI to recreate some movie posters, some famous movie posters, but the artist has kind of created an AI to reproduce them. Okay. Very literal in some of its interpretations of these films. So bear that in mind. Right.
So just before you bring this up, there's a weird comment from Holly in the comments saying we should check out OnlyFans or something. I don't know. Has Holly got an OnlyFans site now? Is this like she's done?
Other business, just OnlyFans.
Oh. Maybe she thinks once we're done with this, me and you do OnlyFans.
Oh, right, yes, I see.
Who would pay for that? Just Holly.
Christ.
Just Holly.
Christ on a bike. Right, let's get this tab up. Sorry, I'm dawdling. Right, here we go. Chrome tab. Strange AI generated movie posters. Let me give you the spiel. Okay, so Robo Mojo is the latest project by an artist known as Vicenzi, and it basically consists entirely of AI generated movie posters. As many already know, any current artificial intelligence system requires a human to prompt it, and in this case, artist Vicenzi provided the film's title, but the results unexpectedly opened the story into a vivid alternative universe. So he's just pumped into this AI the film title. Okay,
right.
Nothing more. Right, have we got any more spiel? No, that is it. So there's some beloved films in here.
Incredible. I'm excited about this, Stu, because I've seen some AI doing incredible. I've seen AIs write a film script before. You put in the character names and they write, and you go, this is what the story does, and it writes a script. It doesn't always make sense, but it still does it.
Right, okay, so first two. Might make these bigger. I want to make these bigger. Get rid of those. Star Trek. The human adventure's just beginning. I'll tell you what, let me just...
I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Some sort of bat-eared, butterfly-winged creature.
Is that meant to be Spock, isn't it? But...
yes. Stu, they must have typed in more than the title.
Well, the story suggests it's just the title.
No, they must have put a pointy-eared alien and his humanoid mate go searching among the stars. Surely.
Star Trek, the motion picture gets this. The human adventure is just beginning. I wonder if he put in the blur. No, but that doesn't get you this, does it?
No, they must
Star
have put
Trek,
some
the motion
characters as
picture.
well.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks... You even got the elements of the uniform in.
Yeah. I think they've put in...
Are you calling bullshit on this?
Yes. I think they've put maybe the description of the film rather than the title. Because this makes sense, look. New York Ghost... Because they must have put in the city... Because why would that be above the sky and that one?
Well, there's the Marshmallow Man.
Is it the Marshmallow Man or just
I don't know. It's a ghost in a big sheet.
I like it, though.
Yeah, I don't know what that big black hole is. I'm not sure about that. Is what?
I don't know. His mouth, I was going to say. It's good, though. I like it.
Back to the Future. This looks weird. This is like some Dali-esque painting. Look at it. There's Marty.
Yeah, see, they must have put a kid from so-and-so does some... Look, how would Back to the Future get you a DeLorean? Or any car? I'm not buying this, Stu. They've put a description in, for sure. I like it, though.
It's good. It's like, you get like Ugandan movie posters or Russian movie posters. Like movie posters for films from like countries that have to reimagine the posters.
Yeah,
it's
I like
that. It's even got like, elements of the kind of the nuclear costume thing suit he wears.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Back to the Future. Literal beetle with some juice. Yeah, fair play. This looks more like it was. That's the title. Give us something, please. Juice. There we go.
That's good. I like that.
Well, it's got the stripiness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Elements of the Keaton's kind of aesthetic there.
Yeah. Again.
That's not bad.
I'm calling bullshit.
Okay. Titanic. Yeah. Right. There's Winslet and DiCaprio.
Well, no. There's DiCaprio and a little elephant woman. What is that?
Whoa! I don't know. Can I zoom in? Zoom in.
Are you on paint again?
Okay, kind of. Oh yeah, what is that? What is that?
A little elephant.
It's like a beetle or something. Draw me like your French ladies.
I'm not a very good drawer, I'll warn you, but I'll have a go. Looks exciting though.
Yeah, there you go. Let me unzoom. Right. What else we got? I think I gave you a sneak peek of the next one. Nicholson, Keaton, in.
No, again, they've put in more because why would they put the cowl on the bat?
They've got goggles, swimming goggles.
Yeah. I don't like. They must have put in more. They must have. I like it though.
Oh no! Here we go. Raiders. A strange faceless. Is there a monkey? Is there an Indiana Jones monkey?
Yeah, and
there's a monkey in it, isn't there?
No. Oh yeah.
Dates.
And there's some sort of creature in the cave on the left. What's happened?
I'm trying to zoom in.
Don't zoom.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a snake there. He doesn't like snakes.
God knows what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
Curious George.
And I think Lacey is spot on here. I can't find the fucking mouse. Yeah, Lacey's calling bullshit too. We're with you, Lacey.
Yeah. But I like him still.
Have you ever had a really big secret? I want to be that private. Get off.
Big with Tom Hanks.
Sorry. There we go. That's a bit better. Where did they get the robot from?
I know, right? I don't. A young boy uses a Zoltan machine to become big.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but I like it. Looks like a good film.
Yeah,
I'm in on it. I'm buying my ticket.
An epic drama of adventure and exploration.
Again, 2001. I knew it was 2001: A Space Odyssey. Where have they got a baby from?
It's like Sloth. There's a baby
with no arms.
You guys, yeah.
I like it
though. Spider-Man.
See, now that I'd buy. That I'd completely buy. So bored. Because what can you do with a spider head?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't give you any superpowers. You've still got to have a job, and he's bored. I'd like to see that film. Man Spider.
It does. It feels like it does feel like some kind of David Lynch interpretation of Spider-Man, doesn't it? I think you're right. That's a banger. Potential banger. That's it. That's what we've got for you. There we go. AI generated movie posters. Perhaps we'll do Ugandan ones next time if I can find them. Try it.
Stop slagging off the Ugandans.
I'm not, man. I'm not. Oh, there we go, Jimmy. That is this week's episode in the bag. Thank you, my friend, for joining me this week. I'm literally sweating. It's so hot in this bedroom.
Me too.
I cannot say. I will say. I have said. Let's take a run through the chat and and thank those that have joined us. Thank you to Lacey. Lovely to have you with us, my friend. Holly Williams. Thank you, Holly, as always. Who else we had? Mostly Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us. Great contributions throughout the show. Thank you so much. Colin Doolan, as always, lurking in the background. Thank you, Colin. Who else we had? Rock. Thank you, Rock, for joining us. Good buddy. Go check out Rock's channel on YouTube. Forget the name of it. Forgive me, but it's a good channel. Who else have we got? I think that might be it.
And Drunk.
Oh, Drunk. Thank you, Drunk, for joining us. Robert Wynn. Of course, Robert Wynn joined us.
Yep. That cheeky bastard.
I think that might be it. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. It's not intentional. Thank you, Mostly Martinez. Fun show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Enjoyed doing it, as always. Thank you, Jimmy, for joining me. Audio of this podcast will be available on all your favourite podcast platforms at the weekend. So if you have missed us live, then don't worry, you can catch us up. We catch up with the show on your commute. Yeah. Cheers, Holly. Thank you. Thanks, Holes. Yeah. Until next time, please take care and goodbye.